Give me a time. What time is it? Start time at 7:25. 7:20. 7:20. 7:20. You can go to your spot. You can drill your holes. You can put your flashers down. Put a camera down if you want to. You can set up your shack. You cannot get in your shack until 7:20. You cannot put a line in the water until 7:20. Okay? 12 fish limit we're weighing in today. Okay? Well, here we are on Lily Lake, and it's right about time to start fishing here. Guys are getting started for the tournament here we're having on Lily Lake today in Luzerne County, Pennsylvania. This should be another interesting tournament. This lake is well known for having some very large panfish. Really, a 2-pound crappie doesn't really get too many people excited on this lake. You really need to get close to that 3-pound mark. You know, and that's an honest 2 to 3 pounds on certified scales. So hopefully we'll see some nice fish being caught today. But I know that just about everybody I talked to has really been struggling here for the past week on this lake. Normally we have our tournament here at the end of February, and the fish are all starting to move up towards the upper end of the lake, and this year they're all still scattered. They're not congregated in one area, and guys have been having a hard time finding them. So we'll see how they can do today, but I know it's going to be a very tough day of fishing out here today. But somebody always figures it out, and I'm sure somebody will today. I think we have about 3 or 4 minutes yet until we can actually start fishing.
Morning, Byron.
You're all ready to go?
I'm almost ready.
Okay. Now, you won a tournament 2 weeks ago. You took first place at Bald Eagle State Park, and now you're here. And I know you were out here yesterday. Are you feeling pretty confident going into today?
Not really.
Not really. No.
You're as good as fair.
People are struggling. I think everybody's struggling a little bit. Yeah. Okay. Well, you're certainly in the middle of everybody, so that must mean that everybody else seems to think there's fish here also. So we'll see what happens today, and good luck to you guys.
Thank you, Byron.
Okay, so we're here with Bob and Candy this morning. Now, Bob and Candy took first place here on this lake at the open water tournament in the summer, and he just missed one, probably because I was breaking his level of concentration. But he just moved to a new hole, and he was marking some fish there on his Vexilar. So, there's one coming up to it. Oh yeah, look at this. I'm going to videotape you and see if you can watch you catching a fish. There he is. There, we got him this time. Got him this time. Let's see what we got here. A little crappie. So here we are with Ron Wagner and Daryl Horton. And we just stopped in to see how they're doing on the way back. And we don't know how they're doing, but always a force to be reckoned with. And we'll see what happens. So here we are now. We're coming up on Vic and Scott. Victor and Scott. Now you guys took second place last week, or 2 weeks ago, at Bald Eagle State Park.
Yep.
And that was the first ice fishing tournament that you had fished in, of this level. I mean.
Yeah. We've never really ever fished in any ice fishing tournament. And
so you fished 2 weeks ago at your first tournament, and you came in second.
Yep.
And now you're here again today.
Yeah, we're pretty much hooked now. I mean.
You're pretty much hooked.
Yeah. I think we'll be trying to hit as many lakes as we possibly can. Tournament series.
So now let me ask you something. Somebody is thinking about fishing their first tournament coming up. What kind of advice would you give them?
I would personally, I knew a few people that fished the tournament last week, and I'd say if you don't have electronics, it's almost not even worth getting in.
You pretty much got to have a flasher.
You gotta have some kind of flasher to really consistently stay on the fish. You got to try to move around, I think, more or less at most lakes. Blanchard was a little bit different because there's such a good population of fish there. If you can find them, stay right on them. But so many of the lakes, it helps them move, I think.
And I know right now you guys have two in the bucket. I saw.
Yeah, two in the bucket. One
we're-
decent crappie and one real nice perch.
Yeah, I noticed that was a nice perch, but I think you're gonna have to find the big crappies. I think.
Oh yeah, to win, we're gonna definitely have to find a big crappies.
'Cause that's, as we find out at every tournament, the crappies are the fish that weigh the most.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
You know, there's some big ones in here. So, well, we'll let you guys get back to fishing, and
Yeah,
hopefully you'll pick them up.
that's what we're hoping for.
Okay, thanks. You guys have a good one.
Yes, sir.
Well, we're now back to the spot where we started this morning, and the group that was all huddled in this area, a lot of them have moved out, but a lot of them are still put. You know, it's interesting, tournament fishermen. You know, there's a lot of them have the run and gun mentality where they're constantly moving, even if it's only a couple feet. You know, and drilling new holes, looking for fresh fish, and you have some that sort of sit and wait for the fish to come to them, and it's always interesting to see how those two different mindsets play out at the weigh-in time. You know, but we're gonna go up here and talk to a couple guys and see how they're doing. I know there's some fish being caught here. This is Richard Stachersky. How are we making out today, Richard?
Not too good. It's on the slow side.
Not too good on the slow side.
Yeah, one decent perch and a couple of chip sunnies.
Yeah, there seems to be a lot of chip sunnies going around.
So, about to make a move.
You gonna make a move?
Go further out towards the middle. See what happens.
Okay. Well, good luck, man.
Thank you.
We'll head over here and talk to Kevin Riley, his partner Tony. Tony normally fishes with Richard, who I was just talking to, but today he teamed up with Kevin Riley. Kevin, you were in retirement. You retired from tournaments, you said, just a little while ago. I've been hearing this story over and over, how you said you were going to retire from tournament fishing, and here you are.
Tony dragged me back from retirement.
Okay.
Putting on a fishing clinic today.
And how
Showing me how to do it.
is he showing you how to do it?
Yes, he is.
Are we making out okay?
So.
Okay. Well, that's good.
We're getting a few.
Okay. Well, it's a tough bite, it seems, but we'll see how it goes. And right here, almost in the middle of this crowd of people, Donald Whitmer here and his partner over there, Greg Weigel, and they're usually a team to be reckoned with. And you're pretty much in the same area where you started this morning.
Yep, exact same area.
Exact same area.
Exact same area.
Is it the same hole?
Exact same.
Exact same hole where you started this morning. How'd you do first thing this morning?
Caught a nice crappie.
Did you get a nice crappie
Big
first thing? And so you're going to hope that this hole's just going to
Hope to
continue to
move through.
produce. You're not down to like completely committing to this hole yet, are you? Or are you?
Not yet.
Not yet.
This area.
Lift your lid there once. Let me take a. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's
We were
a
here
nice one.
Yesterday and did pretty well.
You were-
And we were all over yesterday, and this is the only spot.
This is the only spot you really did good yesterday? Okay. Well, it's nice to see some decent fish, and hopefully it'll work out for you.
Thank you.
And of course, here we are. John Butler, partner Cody there. We somehow managed to get John in just about every video we make. And that's because John is always here. If we don't get John in a video, he gets upset. Because he has a fan club.
I do have a fan.
You do have a fan club. It's good to have a fan club. Do they throw money at you?
No.
No. Okay. Well, you can only hope. You guys making out pretty good so far today?
Yeah, not too bad.
You have
Pretty good.
do you have a limit put together?
I believe.
You believe you have a limit? Okay. Well, that's a step in the right direction. It's better a lot of other teams are doing. I see you have a trout there on the ice. Nice rainbow there. And a lot of the guys are saying we should have had a trout tournament instead of a panfish tournament, because guys are catching a lot of trout. And Cody, open that lid once here. Let's take a look into your kitty litter bucket there. Oh yeah. Yeah, there's a couple nice crappies in there. Yeah. Yep. Yep, all you need now is to get rid of some of them little bluegills and upsize a little bit and go supersize. Go supersize.
That's what we're looking for.
That's what you're looking for, supersize. Okay, well, we'll catch up with you guys a little bit later. See how everybody else is doing out here. Okay, well, down to crunch time here. We got about the last hour, maybe hour and a quarter of fishing time left. This morning there was really only 2 teams down here. One of those teams has left the area and headed up to the other end of the lake, but a lot more teams have gravitated down this way. So we'll see how it's doing. I think the guys with good fish right now, they're just trying desperately to put a couple of fish on the ice regardless of the size. You know, if you have 5 or 6 decent fish, and you got to put a limit together to just get those extra ounces, even if they're small fish. And I think a lot of that's what the guys are doing here, is just trying to get together a limit. So we'll see. Okay, we're back up with Daryl Horton now. He's tight-lipped. He doesn't want to give up any of his secrets. He told me at the end of the season he'll tell me all about it. That's until I told him I was going to be fishing the series next year, and then now he's not telling me anything at all. But that's okay, because someday he'll be wanting something from me. We'll go over to Ron Wagner now, who is Daryl Horton's partner. Ron's equally tight-lipped. That's the way these guys are, but that's okay. That's okay. We don't expect people to share everything they got. You caught a nice bass, Ron.
Yes.
I heard you caught a nice bass. How big do you think the bass is?
Probably close to 5 pounds.
5 pounds? Okay. I thought from looking at it, I thought it might go 6.
Well,
Maybe we'll have to throw it on the scales in a way, because I know somebody else caught a nice bass. There's a team walking over there. They have a fish in their hands. They're trying to hide it. They're not doing very well, but they're following that 30-step rule where they're staying together to walk their fish 75 yards back to their equipment. So hopefully they're doing okay, and we'll continue on and talk to some other folks. Okay, I think it's right around 11 o'clock now. It means we're down to about 2 hours until weigh time. And again, some guys are moving a lot, some guys are staying put. We came back, we talked to Donald Whitmer here earlier today. And he's still sticking it out with this hole that he was at earlier, and I know it was good earlier, and he told me it slowed down a little bit, but he still feels confident that some fish are moving in. But we're gonna talk to him a little bit about what he's using and how he's fishing. What do you have on there, Donald?
4mm tungsten Fisca with a nuggie.
A 4mm tungsten Fisca with a nuggie.
Yep.
Can we take a look at it?
Sure.
Thank you for letting us interrupt your fishing.
Hey, no problem. Slowed down right now anyways.
Just lay that in the palm of your hand once. Let me get it. Okay, and you prefer to use plastics over live bait, like maggots or waxworms or something?
Don't use any live bait.
Do you have any live bait with you?
Nope.
You don't have any live bait, so
Nope.
all your confidence is in the plastics.
Absolutely.
Okay. That's interesting. A lot of guys would probably be surprised to know that. A lot of guys wouldn't. So I'm going to watch your rod tip here a little bit. Why don't you just show us what's your general, what are you trying to make that do?
Drop it to the bottom.
Okay. You're going to drop
Pound
it.
the bottom a couple times.
You're going to drop it to the bottom. You're going to pound the bottom a couple
Yep.
times.
Get some mud stirred up if you can.
Okay.
And then bring it up off the bottom, and it takes very, very little action of the rod to get it going.
So basically, you're just barely moving that rod tip. You're just like almost shaking it in the same spot.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I'm going to ask you about your gold line next. Is that Stren?
No.
No, another
Suffix.
suffix?
Yeah.
Okay. And you like that? It helps you see it a little bit better?
Absolutely love it.
Okay.
No memory.
Okay.
None. And it's strong. This is only 1 pound test.
1 pound test you're using. Okay. Well, I know you have a couple decent fish, and hopefully you'll get a couple more in the next 2 hours here. I hope your hole that you've committed to, I hope it pans out for you. And thanks for taking the time to talk to us, and we'll see you at weigh-in.
Thank you.
And we're back talking to John Comstock and his partner Eric. Now, they've done a little bit of upsizing. You remember we talked to them earlier. And hold that out there for another second, John. That is a beautiful crappie. What do you think there? 2.5?
I'm
You
hoping.
think it'll hit 2.5?
I think it's a little bigger than this one.
It is a little bit bigger than that one. Hold up that trout you caught there.
And then,
I mean, other than awesome panfish that are in this lake, I mean, that's a nice rainbow. That's probably a 17, 18-inch rainbow, and boy, it got beautiful color to it too. So I know I talked to somebody earlier, a local guy, who lives 2 miles away, and he told me that this was a silly place to have a tournament. He said the fishing's just really not that good. And so far, we've seen some big bass, some big trout, and some huge panfish. So we're going to continue on. I'm going to wish you guys good luck.
Yes,
And
thanks.
I'll tell you, you catch
Quarter.
you catch a couple more crappies like that, you might cash a check. We're back with Bob and Candy now. We started with them first thing this morning. They were down here at the end of the lake, pretty much all by themselves. How we been doing?
not too good. A couple little ones here and there.
Not too good. A couple little ones. Well, I'll tell you what. You certainly got this whole section of the lake here looking like Swiss cheese.
Trying to find.
But it's been a tough day, huh?
Yeah. Come up and look at it and leave it go.
Yeah. I'm hearing that from a lot of people. How you doing, Candy? You got a pretty good bass earlier.
Yeah.
So I was just sitting here talking to Daryl Horton, Ron Wagner, and they're not sure if they have a limit, but they're going to count some fish here. We're going to find out. There's 3. Those are all nice fish. There's 4. Now, Ron, it looks to me like your partner's fish are a little bit bigger.
Definitely. That's why it's a team.
That's why it's a team. I'll tell you what, there's a 2-pound crappie. There's another 2-pound crappie. There's a 1 3/4 pound crappie.
I don't know.
There's a 2-pound crappie. There's a 1 1/4 pound crappie.
Cool.
Well, I'll tell you what, you guys got some nice fish there.
Do you want to put the chips in your bucket? Or do you want to put the bigger? It doesn't matter to me.
No, put the bigger ones and put everything in.
Keep the
I don't have a lid.
But, so we know what ones our little ones are.
Okay.
Just
yeah,
keep them in there.
Yeah, no problem. Okay. Yeah, where's the water?
What they're doing right now is they're separating the ones that they know they're going to keep. They figure there's no way they're going to catch bigger ones. And they're putting smaller ones in another bucket. And sometime right before weigh-in, they'll come up with a 12-fish limit. Hey, Ron, since you're right here by your sled, lift up your bass for us real quick. You got that on 2-pound test line?
4.
4-pound test line. I tell you what, that's a nice fish, buddy. Congratulations. Okay, well, it's getting close to the weigh-in here. You can see all the teams out there. They're slowly working their way back, and a couple of guys didn't do very well that have come in so far, but I'm sure some other teams have done very well. You know, it's a tournament, and you have some top-notch guys. And somebody always puts together a good limit of fish in a tournament. And it's just a question of who it's going to be and how well they actually did. And like I said earlier, I think we're going to see some records broke here today as far as both total weight and single biggest fish. It'll be interesting. You know, one thing I always tell people is if you think you're a good ice fisherman, you should come out and you should pick a team that's always at the top of the rankings. Because we have a couple teams here that are always in the top 5 at just about every tournament. And you should come out and watch them for a half hour or 45 minutes and talk to them. Most of them are decent guys, and I'll share some information with you. But it's really a learning experience to watch some of our top-notch fishermen. And that's one word of advice I'd give anybody that's thinking about fishing tournaments. If you want to fish them seriously and you want to keep doing it, you know, you got to be able to learn from other people. If you come in here thinking you're the very best and you can't learn anything from anybody, you're probably not going to be in the winners list very often. Okay, there's our first big crappie.
No, it ain't big.
Well, it ain't big, but it's the first big fish that's getting weighed today. So you're going to be in the lead for at least a little bit since you're the first team to weigh in.
Won't last long.
I hope the scales are still zeroed. Usually they go dead after a while. Big fish, 0.76 pounds. 0.76 pounds.
This time.
19.
12 fish limit. A couple crappies in there, some small bluegills. Later on today we're going to weigh a bass that was eating some of these bluegills.
Yeah.
3.06 on total weight. Okay.
We'll go now. Team 14.
Team 14. Team 14 took second place 2 weeks ago at Bald Eagle State Park, fishing his first tournament. How are we doing today?
Oh, not very good.
Not doing very good today.
Oh, geez. Look at the size of that perch. Holy crap.
6. Could have kept a bunch of dinks if we wanted to, but I didn't feel like
6
landing.
fish, 1 nice perch, jumbo perch. Let's see what a Lily Lake jumbo perch weighs. 1.01. 1.01, we have a new big fish leader.
I'll dump them in here.
I don't need to dump them much. Yeah, a nice catch for more.
You got 12 fish?
No, 6.
6 fish, you already told me that.
Yep.
Okay. Well. Sorry, Jay. 2.81 pounds. 2.81 pounds. You got a 1 pound perch and 1.8 of everything else.
Yep.
Team 6, come on up.
You got a lighter?
No big fish.
Fire this guy up.
Team 6, 12 fish. 12 small fish. No big fish. 1.60. 1.60. That's about as small as you can get with 12 fish there.
Next.
Yep, somebody come on up.
Whoever.
You stand there, you got fish to weigh. We haven't already talked to you. Come on up.
Nobody has any?
There you go.
These little guys.
Okay.
Weighed in 33 fish. Total weight
You have a big one to weigh?
That's about to change.
that ain't
Keep
no.
the running total,
You
huh?
want to dump them in here, or you just want to hand them out, or what do you want to do?
Okay, now you guys took first place at the open water tournament here. You got some really big crappies, I remember.
Yeah, 13.13.
What happened on the ice?
6 fish. Last 2 weeks I was catching good, and this week I can't find them.
I know you showed me a picture earlier of a 2.5 pound crappie you caught last week. You couldn't find them today. Now let's see
They
what.
didn't move
That's
them.
the luck. They moved, yeah.
Yep.
They moved just
6
from
fish,
yesterday.
1.22.
We were up yesterday.
Yeah, I was getting some nice fish. I was getting 6, 8 within about 2 hours time.
No big fish.
I gave you guys a half a
Well, Team 5, 12 fish. So far we've seen a lot of small fish.
from that end.
Hold that up.
How can I be so fast?
The jumbo perch. Jumbo perch.
Jumbo perch.
Don't look the rest of them.
Oh, we have them too. Don't worry.
0.87 on big fish. 2.87 on big fish. Now you guys took first place 2 weeks ago.
We're not saying that.
I'm okay.
I know you're standing there holding a big weight of fish. I hope I don't have to take out the big 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 fish limit.
You say you got 13, I got 11.
2.24. 2.24.
Got 12. Team 3.
Team 3.
This one. I don't even know it's nowhere near.
We got a crappie. .53. .53 on big fish, half pounder.
I forgot the remote. I never thought about squad grass outside. Just adjust it.
I was gonna say, get some of that glare, anti-glare stuff. Put on it.
Yeah, that's a good idea. This is one of the boys used to drag around with his X-Box. His buddies all put it all scratched anyway.
2.75. 2.75.
Big one up here is a monster.
Monster crap.
That way I know what I gotta beat.
Toby, take it out this thing with it so I can get a picture of it.
Yeah, take a picture of this one.
Team number 2. Now there's a crappie.
She caught that another one in there.
It was all him this time.
What do you think it weighs? Fat fish.
1.7.
You think it goes 1.7? .78. Wow. 1.78. New big fish. You have 11 more of them.
How many you got?
6 fish. I'll let you know.
And later on we'll dig the softball out of him that you put in him.
Oh, there's some small bluegills in there.
7.
Was there 7? Oh, 7.
Yeah, we should have kept all over.
How many you got there?
7.
7 fish. 7 fish. At least 2 decent crappies in there.
Big old stuff.
Might be able to get a new first place out of this.
Good job, Toby.
3.54. 3.54. Okay. Team number 12. We have a big fish for team number 12. You have a big fish. Now you got to unclip that thing here. We don't want to be giving you an extra 100th of an ounce.
Hold it 1 second then.
Oh, no. We can get it when it's done. Thing shut off on me. Just. Gotta love it.
1.64. 1.64.
Let Tony hold him there.
That's fine
Yeah.
too.
All right, T. I mean, hell, he's got a mouth like a bass. Let the guy hold it.
How many you got there altogether?
His hands are full. I'm gonna hold his
There's
other
another one.
There you go.
one. There you go, T.
Nice fish. Very nice fish. You have 12. You have a 12 fish limit. Yes, we have a 12 fish limit.
Biggest bluegill I've seen so far.
Yeah, that is the biggest bluegill we've seen so far. But there's also a couple small bluegills in there.
Is that your inverter doing that?
Wow.
5.73. Nice. 5.73 and 3 and 2 copies. Team number 1.
You know, they don't flop like this all day.
We have a big fish.
I had to get the other one out of the road.
That's a nice crappie. That's a nice crappie. What do you think that crappie weighs?
Hopefully 3 pounds.
I think you're hoping for a little bit more. But
I think so too.
I think.
But you said, what do I hope it weighs?
$1.71.
You said 1.7. It'll be like 1 ounce.
1.71.
This was 1.78.
Oh, you.
That's what I said. No offense, but.
You have 12 of them that size. $11 fish.
No, we have another one close.
Let some of that water drain out of there for a couple seconds here. We're getting a full bucket. Go ahead, pour them in there.
Don't be afraid to add a little water. It's all right.
Hmm?
Nothing.
You wanted a little water? Venison jerky. Venison jerky.
Okay.
You want water? 5.07. 5.07. Ron, I gotta ask you, Ron. At the first tournament of the year, you took big fish honors at Rose Valley.
Yes.
2.5 pounds.
0.5 pounds.
2.05. Did you top that today?
Gonna be close.
It's going to be close. You took big fish last week, 2 weeks ago at Bald Eagle State Park.
Yes.
Are you going to top that?
No, definitely.
That's a crappie. That's a crappie.
Ron.
Put him back in the net for a minute. I got a zero myself.
You did?
Here, give it to you quick so you can get a picture of it.
He caught it.
Yeah.
Get a picture of it quick. Slow down, hurry up.
Yeah.
It's ready now.
We're going to weigh him because I was so excited about your big fish and I didn't have the scales set up.
There you go.
1.95.
I was going to say 1.9.
1.95.
Nice fish.
The question is, do you have other fish to go with?
12 of them.
You got 12 fish?
12 fish.
They found some crappies. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you need a better net.
Yeah, you guys. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, we need a
You
bigger
think
net.
you think we have a new leader here?
We need a bigger net. Look, they don't even fit out front ways.
I'll tell you
Should've
what.
brought my musky net.
Not buying a bigger scale.
I'll tell you what.
Nice fish, guys. Absolutely. Wow.
10.04. 10.04 pounds.
Nice fish, guys.
Got a new leader. Only one more team to weigh in. John Comstock. There's a Lily Lake crappie.
Told you there were big crappie in here.
Look here, John.
Yeah, that's a 2-pounder.
Watch your face.
Close.
Well, how can you not block your face? Look at the size of that thing.
1.95 is what you got to beat for big fish honors.
Oh, I don't know. It'll be tough.
Wow.
New big fish for the year. 2.44 pounds. When you hear people talking about 2.5 pound crappies, that's what they look like. But the question is, do you have 12 more like this?
No.
I have 11 more like that.
I should have went there before 10 o'clock.
How many?
12 fish.
12 fish?
I was gonna say I don't know. I didn't count them.
There's 12.
12 fish. But again, I'm seeing some small bluegills in there.
Oh, yeah.
That's a big crappie. That's a nice crappie. That make good dinner. Good fish sandwich.
Too thick.
3 of them. Oh, I know. I'd
pulls
rather
the
have
grease down too quick.
I'd rather have them thin ones.
4.75. 4.75 total weight.
It's a shame you
Two
don't
and a
have
half
more
of that
them.
was one fish.
I know.
Them little blue ones.
Well, this one's computer doing it now.